With the recent infatuation with tomboys and fangirls, Tomo-Chan is a girl celebrates the use of non-traditional female characters. This wild, funny, and entertaining story will have you laughing every step of the way. A gem of winter 2023, Tomo-Chan is a Girl, a 13-episode unorthodox rom-com adaptation of a 4 comma, which is a short manga with 4 panels arranged vertically to deliver the plot on one page. Each page is animated into 3 or more minute sequences, with subsequent pages fitted into the same episode to build an engaging narrative. This anime is a breath of fresh air as the rom-com genre is plagued with soulless characters and riddled with fan service. With a humorous tomboy, Tomo, and musclehead, Jun, this wholesome, wild rom-com will bring a smile to your face, make your heart fuzzy, and induce a whole heap of laughter. The rom-com premise of the show is nothing short of entertaining. The story focuses on 2 childhood friends. The first is Aizawa Tomo, the tomboy sweetheart who packs quite the punch, literally, and is hopelessly in love with Junichiro, her childhood friend. But she's presented with a difficult dilemma. Jun thinks of her as his bro. Even after mustering up the courage to confess to Jun, he still doesn't get the message. It doesn't register to him that Tomo could be an actual girl, and he only sees bromance instead of romance. Each episode tells a comedic tale about Tomo's romantic endeavors as she struggles to work out of Jun's friend zone and to prove to him that she's indeed a girl. Ironically, Jun isn't the only musclehead. Tomo is also oblivious to romance and often fails to understand Jun's romantic advances. Despite their seemingly impossible odds of truly understanding one another, a hero emerges to help this desperate, hopeless duo. Enter in childhood friend, the mischievous Misuzu Gundo, a girl who enjoys teasing the pair a bit too much. With this incredible mix of characters, Tomo's life is filled with humorous and wild adventures as new friends join her in her hilarious struggles, all while attempting to make Jun realize that she is indeed a female. The hysterically wholesome premise alone is bound to leave you giggling, but it's the characters who are equally unique and add yet another layer of comedy to the show, each with an eccentric personality and, together in perfect harmony, add that extra punch of humor. The first character we'll dive into is the hot-headed tomboy Tomo, a girl who's ignorant about how romantic and friendship dynamics work and what it truly means to be a girl. Her strong tomboyish characteristics combined with her vulnerable attributes, like when she wears a skirt normally or asks Jun out, make Tomo a realistic character that viewers can easily sympathize with. Plus, it's just adorable to hear Takahashi Rie, her voice actress, do a tomboy's voice. Often in embarrassment, Tomo tends to punch Jun across the face whenever Jun treats her like a bro. So far, we've counted several punches in the first few episodes alone. Her reaction when Jun puts his arm around her or pats her butt is absolutely hilarious. It's also one of the funny rom-com moments where her feelings for Jun are apparent to everyone but Jun. Even Misuzu, her best friend, teases her while trying to help her overcome the romantic hurdles. But despite everyone's help, the road to her romantic pursuit is lengthy for Tomo. Don't you just want to cheer her on? Up next, we have the considerate musclehead Junichiro, Tomo's dense childhood friend, who would rather have a karate match with her than grasp her feelings towards him. Despite being thick in the head, Jun is actually a kind, thoughtful guy who cares deeply about Tomo. He goes as far as catching the groper harassing Tomo and beating up the delinquents who wanted to gang up on her. Even though Tomo thinks that Jun doesn't realize her girly traits, there are hilarious moments when he does get embarrassed by her advances. Like when Tomo goes shortsless, he avoids making eye contact with her, or when Jun runs off when realizing that Tomo's shirt is wet from the rain. He always tends to have huge reactions to these seemingly little moments. Let's pray that the 2 childhood friends get together sooner rather than later. Next up, we have the mischievous and sly girl, Misuzu Gundo, another childhood friend of Tomo and Jun. She's the best wing woman who enjoys teasing Tomo and Jun a bit too much. A majority of the events between Tomo and Jun have been devilishly insinuated by Misuzu. Her personality consists of her serious demeanor, and when she does smile, it's a disturbing one. Although Misuzu is popular in school, her only close friends are Tomo and the mysterious foreigner, Carol. This is most likely attributed to her strange personality and blunt nature. We see this when she bluntly tells her classmate Tanabe, who has feelings for her, that she'll reject him with a smile so he'd approach her seriously. But in all seriousness, she's still the go-to person for Tomo, whether it be romantic advice or help them make a female friend. Misuzu definitely has a lot to offer in the series, and her character alone is an obvious telltale for the show's comedic factor. Then we have the cheery bubblehead, Carol Alston. Her eccentric air-headed and cute personality makes her hilarious, and she's a fan-favorite character among the viewers. She's a foreigner who also happens to be a classmate of Tomo, Jun, and Misuzu. Even though several boys admire her, Carol doesn't have a single friend. Why, you might ask? Well, it's because she doesn't like the boys in school and lives life in her odd rhythm. The only reason she got involved with Tomo is that when her fiancé, Misaki, yes, she has a fiancé, introduced her to Tomo, she thought that Misaki might have a thing for Tomo. To exact her revenge, she repeatedly calls Tomo dumb throughout the day.
Baka, baka, baka.
But after becoming friends with Tomo and Misuzu, she becomes overly affectionate in unexpected ways, and her character is downright unpredictable. She's oblivious and a genius at the same time, and in her own unique way, she supports Tomo in overcoming the hurdles of love. Isn't she just adorable and hilarious?
Dun, 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 dun.
With an impressive cast and a captivating premise, it's no wonder why this rom-com series has become so popular. But if you haven't watched it yet, here are some great reasons you should start binging now. Now, if the unique cast and fun premise weren't enough to start binging, here are more reasons why we think you'll enjoy the show. The most obvious is the comedy. Many rom-coms suffer when it comes to delivering the punchline and grasping the audience's attention for the joke. Because of that, these shows often rely on unsavory, over-the-top fan service to make up for the lack of good, timely humor. But in the case of Tomo-Chan is a girl, it overwhelmingly succeeds in nailing the timing of the punchline, sometimes even the punch, without relying on fan service. Like when Jun retaliated on Carol and Misuzu's mockery by hanging their hair accessories out of reach, or when Misuzu bluntly sticks duct tape on Carol's and Tanabe's mouth for annoying her. The jokes even make for good meme material, if they haven't already. Then you have the couples. If you thought Jun and Tomo were the only pair in the show, you are gravely mistaken. There are a variety of couples like Carol and Misaki, even though they are engaged. Misaki treats Carol like a little sister, and it'll be hilarious to see how the air-headed Carol tries to change her fiancé's perspective. But it's not just the teens. We also have married adult couples like Tomo's mother, Akemi, and Tomo's father, Goro. No, not the Goro from Genshin Impact, but Tomo's hunky father. Goro tends to pass out in Akemi's presence and stays at the dojo because he's still lovesick over his high school sweetheart. It's clear that no matter the age, each couple in the show has their own challenges with distinct and comedic charm. We hope we convinced you that Tomo-Chan is a Girl is the perfect example of a fun rom-com with comedic and wholesome elements that you'd want to watch immediately. The romantic struggles of Jun and Tomo, rather than being annoying, are cute and hilarious, and honestly, you would find yourself cheering for them just like us. Then you have Misuzu's ironically melancholic facial expressions and her sadistic nature. That will surely make you laugh. And of course, we can't overlook Carol's airhead and bubbly personality, which is bound to make you want to squeeze her cheeks and give her a bonk on the head. With no excuse to not get started, now's the time for you to grab your phones or computers and start catching up on the show. Check out our next video if you want to keep up with the anime community. Thanks for watching!